MCG down to 92,000, but the Old Faithfuls turned up in their droves, war paint and all. Just after 2, the teams made their appearance. First Hawthorn led by Old Faithful Michael Tuck, and then Carlton led by Steve Kernahan, a relative rookie in VFL ranks. Long-time Hawk fan Pat Cash took a day off from Davis Cup practice to toss the coin, and Michael Tuck got the first break of the day. From then on, though, it was all Carlton as the heat was on. They call Wayne Johnson the Dominator. I reckon he played like the exterminator in the first quarter. A couple of goals, and then he decked Hawthorn's strongman Bertie Di Pierdomenico. It was vintage grand final football. Tough pressure stuff that a bloke like Johnson revels in. The Hawks lost skipper Michael Tuck with a broken nose, but he was to reappear later on. But the psychological moves had been played and won by the Blues in a torrid opening. The Blues were faster, fitter and fresher, and the result after half-time was never in doubt. The Blues run away with the game in the last quarter, stretching their lead to 33 points when the siren sounded.
Opposed to Green. Green did it brilliantly. There's the siren. And Carlton are premiers for 1987.
The Blues had triumphed for the 15th time, and bad boy David Rees-Jones was a great choice for the Norm Smith medal, because there was no doubt he was the best player afield. This is the best moment in football, and Steve Kernahan and Robert Walls relished it. The cup was held aloft, and the public paid its homage to the undisputed champs in this first year of the national competition. In the rooms, the celebrations continued. Injured teammate Peter Motley, the victim of a cruel car accident early this year, was presented with Craig Bradley's medallion, a touching finale. It was hard work to some, like Peter Dean. It was time to cool down. In the Hawthorn rooms, the players looked, and I can tell you, were exhausted. Cass took time out to console his heroes, and Alan Jeans took time out to praise the victors.
We offer no excuse at all. Carlton were the better side on the day. They've been fine opponents all the year. We beat them on 2 occasions, and they've beaten us on the last 2 occasions. Of course, today's the important one, and they're worthy grand finalists, and and they're worthy, being the premiership side.
At the Southern Cross, the Carlton players were greeted in the style befitting the premiers of 1987. The biggest and warmest welcome reserved for Rees-Jones, football's bad boy, who won 92,000 hearts in a courageous display.
I think the pinnacle of any team sport is to finish #1 in the long run, and that's what we've done. If I hadn't won the Norm Smith medal, if someone else had won it, it wouldn't have mattered. As long as I had this one, that's the main one, and that's the cup here. That's what we all play for. It's a team sport, and we got there.
Carlton President John Elliott summed it up perfectly.
You have today created some of the history of Carlton.
It was a quiet and discreet celebration, but you get the feeling things might be a little more raucous over the next few days. And this morning, while the sun was rising over the deserted MCG, it's worth considering that we're only 26 weeks away from the first bounce of the '88 season. And I can't wait. Lou Richards for Sports Sunday.
Yes, a good win to Carlton, a very comfortable win, and as we mentioned earlier, I'm sure Lygon Street would have been a good spot to be last night.
He's had a big week, hasn't he, John Elliott? His company's made $400 million. He's getting married next weekend, and his footy team's won the flag.
Probably only one thing that would spoil that triple header, wouldn't it?
I can't think what it would be. I hope you're enjoying Sports Sunday this afternoon. We've got lots more still to come. Let's take a look.